many abortions have you had? How many abortions have you had today?
DNC. I'm getting paid by George Soros to have an abortion on the stage with no drug.
Which way are you going? Which way are you going?
What do you mean, which way?
Which type of abortion?
What kind of abortions are there, Jack?
There's pills, there's tools, there's a number of ways.
So it's going to be on stage. So a normal person would think that they would use tools, right? And vacuum it out and do all of that. Like if I took a pill that takes several days and nothing happens, you won't see anything. So you should probably like study how female anatomy works.
Abortion rights and the fact that Trump is wanting to take them away. Abortion rights are very important to me and my family for personal reasons, and that I see girls that are like all over the world struggling to get their rights. And so that's very important to me.
Hey, welcome back. So the Democratic National Convention is currently happening in Chicago. And I've got to tell you, what's happening at the DNC right now is absolute madness. There's activists on the streets. You've got these groups who are super anti-Israel out there protesting and flooding the gates set up around the DNC, which I thought barriers to entry were racist, at least I thought, but walls didn't work. But anyway, you've got this pro-Hamas crowd. Then you've got another group of crazies who are out there saying stuff like, we want to get punched by the cops so we can show everyone how oppressed we are. And finally, you've got the pregnancy termination at any place and any time crowd. I mean, it is crazy out there. Meanwhile, the Democratic lawmakers were told not to book hotel rooms under their own names because they're scared of these protesters. Yes, the DNC is terrified of the monsters they've created. These radicals are calling up hotels, trying to track down where these politicians are staying so they can harass them. It's all a freaking mess right now. And just when you think it can't get any more absurd, there are women parading around dressed as giant pregnancy termination pills, while the DNC is handing out free vasectomies and abortion. Yes, you heard it right. They're giving away free vasectomies like it's some kind of twisted carnival game.
Planned Parenthood mobile clinic. They have set one up just outside the United Center, and they won't just be handing out T-shirts and bumper stickers. They're actually going to be offering free abortion medication, inflatable IUDs, and vasectomies. News Nation's Kelsey Kernstein joining us live outside the United Center with more on this. The pro-life groups, Kelsey, they're pretty outraged by this show from Planned Parenthood outside.
Hey there, Marnie. Good morning. Yeah, I've spoken to some of these pro-life groups. They tell me they're absolutely furious that Planned Parenthood would have a mobile clinic here during the DNC. Now, right now, I'm in the Union Park area. This is where protesters are going to be in just the next couple of hours. I can see them setting up. But it's interesting. I've gotten on the Planned Parenthood website. I cannot find an address for this mobile clinic. And also, all of the appointments have already been booked up. Now, I do want to go ahead and show you this. So Planned Parenthood Great Rivers, which is based in Missouri, where abortions are banned, writing on X, saying, here we come, Chicago. Our mobile clinic will be in the West Loop on August 19th and 20th. Now, this is a neighborhood just minutes from the Democratic National Convention where it's taking place, going on to read that they will provide free vasectomies and abortion medication. Now, emergency contraception will also be available for free without an appointment. Also, reportedly, Planned Parenthood has said that the mobile clinic demonstrates when states like Illinois work to support rather than restrict access to affordable care. The organization is also hoping to help those patients from surrounding states like, say, Iowa, to help get an abortion where it's been restricted. Marnie?
What's been the response from both sides, really, to this mobile clinic, Kelsey?
Well, the pro-life group really saying that this is demonic that the mobile clinic would be here. They've also said that the Democratic Party is the party of death. Now, we did reach out to one of these groups, and this is Susan B. Anthony, Pro-Life America, writing us this statement, which reads, the Planned Parenthood DNC abortion bus is confirmation that the party of safe, legal, rare abortion is completely gone.
We find this action taken by Planned Parenthood is just totally disgusting in my eyes. We have so much to work for as a party. We used to be the party that stood up for the little guy, that stood up for the working class, that stood up for the vulnerable. And to see Planned Parenthood taking this action at the DNC is just it's truly disgusting to me.
On the flip side, here's what a Democratic strategist told us about the mobile clinic being near the DNC.
What we're trying to provide Americans, men and women, is the ability to make their own choices about their life and their bodies and their medical care, and not have a politician make that in a back room for them.
Also, really interesting to point out that according to an Associated Press NORC poll from June, 70% of those asked, they believe that abortions should be legal, and that is up from 64% last June.
Yeah, so this is demonic. This is what they support. It's clear that the Democratic Party has completely lost its mind, or they're just exposing to everyone exactly who they've always been. They're pushing an extreme agenda that most Americans find completely repulsive. This is what the Democrats have become, a party that's catering to the most radical elements of society while ignoring the values of normal, everyday Americans, like handing out free abortions from a bus. You can't make this stuff up, man. And out of all the issues facing the country right now, inflation, chaos at the southern border, war in the Middle East, people can barely pay their rent, let alone their credit cards. Americans are struggling to put food on the table. Unemployment is crazy. Skyrocketing crime. The list goes on and on and on. But out of all of these issues, what's most important to these people is pregnancy terminations. Not your financial security, not the safety of your family, but pregnancy terminations. And it's not just any type of pregnancy termination that they're talking about. This is extreme, on-demand, taxpayer-funded pregnancy terminations right up to the moment of birth. They've turned what should be a deeply personal and tragic decision into a political football. And let's keep it real. This isn't about women's rights anymore. I mean, come on now, stop it. It's about power, control, and the devaluation of human life, plain.
If anybody can help me understand why we need to abort our children, right? Because obviously if I'm coming to the Democrat National Convention, I'm coming to hear what people have to say. I'm coming to hear what policies they plan to implement. I'm coming to hear what they have to offer my community. I'm coming to hear about how we're going to better ourselves as a nation. And you're telling me that as an American citizen, before I even get on this black baby thing, because I got to go there, because if they can target us for abortion, then I can target black women for life. But hear me out, just as an American woman, period. Help me understand how you're okay with this, how you're okay with the fact that all these people have to offer is a free abortion. Now, hold on now. Now, I'm not, listen, I'm not the brightest star in the sky, but my star does shine bright. Help me understand how out of everything that we're experiencing as American citizens, you're talking about inflation, you're talking about COVID, you're talking about mass incarceration, you're talking about all of these things that we're fighting, poverty, crime, all of these things that we're fighting, and we're going to the Democrat National Convention, and they literally have a bus parked outside, Planned Parenthood, and what they're offering is a free abortion on site. Did y'all look up the demographics in Chicago? Huh? Do y'all know what's going on in Chicago? Do you understand how high the crime rate is in Chicago? Is anybody looking at the statistics? Huh? This is genocide. This is wiping us out. But at the end of the day, let's talk about disrespect. Let's talk about the disrespect. Let's talk about how we are telling people, your current government, open arms when it comes to our border. Come, everybody, bring your children, bring your whole family. In fact, keep the women and children over there and just send all the military-aged men. You don't even have to bring the women and children. Is there a Planned Parenthood bus? Is there a baby killing bus anywhere at the border, anywhere in America? I'm just asking a question.
They've turned this convention into a celebration of death. I've been saying that for quite some time. The DNC, they are the party of death and destruction. They are somewhat of a death cult. That's just keep it a buck. That's what they are. I mean, what a big difference from the RNC last month. It's actually wild to see the contrast between the two, where the RNC promoted protecting children and the DNC is promoting, well, child sacrifice. And it's not just bizarre. It's downright demonic. They're flaunting this stuff like it's something to be proud of, something to celebrate. Like, can you wrap your mind, your head around this? Planned Parenthood has a mobile clinic at the DNC right now. Think about that, man. They're offering pregnancy terminations like they're selling hot dogs from a street cart. And there's a waiting list for vasectomies, folks. Hear me now. A waiting list for vasectomies. This is where we are right now in 2024. Pregnancy terminations and sterilization on demand, right outside a political convention. They've taken something that should be safe, legal, and rare and turned it into a grotesque spectacle. And they want you to believe that this is normal behavior, that this is progress. But it's not. It's the exact opposite. And here's the thing. This isn't just some fringe element of the Democratic Party. This is front and center. This is for everybody to see. This is for the entire world to see. This is what they're about right now. They finally dropped the mask and shown us exactly who they are. And what do we see? A party who's obsessed with death, that worships at the altar of pregnancy terminations, and that treats human life as disposable. They've gone from safe, legal, and rare to anytime, anywhere, for any reason. And they expect us to just go along with it, to accept it as this is the new normal. Well, I've got news for them. We're not buying it. These people are so far gone, so far brainwashed with their own propaganda that they don't even see how insane they've become. They've turned pregnancy termination into a sacrament, a holy rite of passage in their twisted secular religion. So let me ask you this. Are you okay with this? Are you okay with living in a country where businesses are boarded up, but a bus can roll up and butcher babies in the womb? Sterilize men on demand. I mean, this is outrageous. Are you okay with a political party that has turned death into a cause for celebration? Because I am not. I am definitely not. And I know millions of Americans who aren't with this foolishness either. And it's not just the pregnancy terminations. The DNC is a carnival of leftist lunacy, anti-Israel protests, open borders, higher taxes, and yes, communism. This is what they've become. They've gone so far left, so far progressive, so far. I mean, they're so far gone, but then they're falling off the edge at this point. And if we don't stop them, they'll take this country right along with them. Comrade Kamala just promised to raise the corporate tax from 21 to 28%. That plus price fixing, which would definitely collapse our economy and the value of the dollar at record pace. And what's front and center at the DNC? No plans on how to fix the economy. I mean, I know the economy is awful and illegals are overwhelming our cities, but that's no big deal to these guys. At least you can snip your junk off and, get rid of your children for free at the DNC. Not a single mention of the economy or the border on day one. Just pregnancy terminations, J6, Orange Man bad, hate, lies, the same old saying from the modern day Democratic Party. But who cares about these issues facing our country when you've got Queers for Palestine and free pregnancy terminations? They said this campaign is about joy, guys. Yeah, so much for joy. Goodness gracious. Really? Feminists and the alphabet mafia for Palestine. Do you honestly think that those people can go over to Palestine with their rhetoric, with their ideology, and make it 24 hours over there? Do you honestly think that? These people can't fathom what would happen to them if they tried this in Gaza. I mean, this is absolute insanity. But yeah, liberalism doesn't make any sense. Every day seems like an episode of Punk these days, man. I mean, these people have no idea what they're supporting. They're out here waving the flag for a group that would literally throw them off rooftops if they were in Gaza right now. I mean, guys, they literally have rainbow-colored Palestinian flags. I mean, you just can't make this stuff up, man. The sheer irony of all of this is just mind-boggling to me, man. It's like they've lost touch with reality. But then again, that's what happens when you get caught up in the leftist echo chambers where everything is upside down and backwards. But anyway, the DNC isn't just pushing policies that are out of touch with everyday Americans. They're actively promoting a worldview that's destructive, chaotic, and downright evil. They've turned their convention into a freak show where the most radical, unhinged ideas are celebrated, and anyone who disagrees is labeled a bigot, a fascist, or worse, radical. I mean, these people are awful, man. And the worst part about it, they're proud of it. They think this is the way forward. But I want to hear what you guys think. How do you guys feel about the craziness coming out of the DNC? Do we really want to live in a place where death is celebrated, where the economy is ignored, and the radicals are given free reign to push their twisted agendas? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Drop me a comment down below. I appreciate all the love and support. Consider joining the ARP family. It supports me, the team, the channel. It gives me the ability to do what we do on a day-to-day basis. God bless each person that has joined the ARP family thus far. Keep God first in your life. Stay prayed up. And I'm going to catch up with you all next time. Peace.